welcome to my DIY life. It's Frankie's DIY life, and I'm Frankie. My cousin Roxy sent me a little clip, and she said that would be cute for me to do. And I looked at the little clip, and I thought it was so cute. And what it is, and I'm going to try to show you a picture of what she sent me right here. And it's an apron. So I'm going to use this apron that I normally wear when I'm crafting as a pattern. I'm going to make it out of this material right here. And here is the dish towel that I'm going to be using to go along with it. Right here. So I'm fixing to cut this out, and I'm fixing to use this top part, and I'll use this bottom part for something else. But the way it goes is like this. You have the apron on, and then you have the dish towel down here, and it's connected with buttons. Now I'm going to do mine my way. It's not going to look like this one, but I'm going by that scenario of the kitchen apron. So it's like this, and so in the one she sent me, it had buttons, and so you take it off and you could wash it and you could put it back on. I'm going to have mine removable, but I'm just going to do loops for buttonhole loops instead of making buttonholes. So I want to show you how I do it. So let's get started. Okay, so what I've got, I could have done it, folded it and done it, but I'm just going to do it this way. I've just laid it out straight like this. I'm going to use my chalk, my tailor's chalk, to go around this, and I usually use my soap, but I have to bear it down so hard, and it moves my material. But I think it was such a neat idea that she sent me, because everybody's always looking for your towel in the kitchen. Sometimes you throw it over your shoulder, but if you got it right here handy, that's perfect. So I'm going to get this cut out and be right back. Okay, so I've got it cut out. But I wanted to show you the one that I have on. It has like a binding all the way around it and the straps. This one right here is going to be a little different. I'm going to just do a casing right through here, and that way I can put my neck loop and then my strings right through here to tie it off in, and that way I don't have to make some binding out of this and go all the way around it. It's just quicker. Now before I do that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and run this through the serging machine. So all I got to do is just fold it over, and it will get rid of these fray edges for me. Just wanted to say, if you don't have a serger and you don't want a zigzag, and a lot of times I don't want to either, you can just fold it down like this, and then fold it down again, and just run you a top stitch, and you're good to go. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you another option you can do is, I serged this off. I can just leave it like that. You can hem it, doesn't matter. But, after you do that, to make it simple, you could just tack you a couple of strings on both sides to go around your waist. And then you could just put one, tack it up here for your neck, and you're done. But I'm not doing mine that way. I just thought I'd show you that option. All right, the first thing I'm fixing to do is take it to my machine, do a straight stitch down both edges right here. After I get that done, straight stitch down both edges, then I'm going to take it back to my machine, and I'm doing another straight stitch, except I'm pulling this one over, and that'll make a casing, and then I can pull my string through there. Okay, so to recap what we did, we hemmed this side, hemmed up here, folded it down, and then from right here we just made a little bigger hem, pretty much, I guess what you'd say, and that's going to be our casing. If you can see, it's open. I'm going to cut me a long strip of one of these, run it through my serging machine, and that's going to be our that's going to be our string that goes to the casing around the neck and to tie on both sides. Okay, so let me get that done. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm just running through this casing through that side, and then this is around the neck, and then I'm running it through the other arm, and I'm going to pull that out. I said I'm going to pull it out. All right. And then all I got to do now is just adjust it for how much I want around my neck, and then it'll be even on the sides. Okay, so I got the apron made. Goes around my neck, through this casing, and out here to tie around my back. Now it's time to get this on. And I'm fixing to cut this in half. So let me show you how I get it on. Okay, so I've cut it in two. Here's the other half. I don't want it to be this wide, so I'm just going to take me up a pleat on both sides to like about right there, and I'm going to sew that down, and then we'll cut a piece of this out and put it over the top, and then we'll work on the buttons and the buttonholes. Okay, so here is where I'm wanting it to lay. I folded it and made a little crease right through there, tacked it down. Now I'm going to take a piece of this and make me a strip right through here, and then after I get that strip on, then I'm going to have these up here for my little belt loop, or for button loops rather, and then they will go like this, and that will hold my you know what I'm talking about, my kitchen towel. Where's my mind? Anyway, that's going to hold my kitchen towel down. And so when I get ready to wash it, I just unbutton it, take it off, go wash it. Okay, so let me get that flap cut. Okay, so I've got my flap cut, and I stitched it down. Put a little hem in it rather. And then I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to add these to it. But listen, I got to get my buttons on here first so I know how long this little button strap needs to be. So I think I'm going to sew these buttons on right about there. And then I'll sew this down up at the top. And this will be secure under here. But let me get my buttons on so I know how much of this I'm going to need. Okay, I got my buttons on, and here's my flap right here. So I'm just going to stick this under there and see how much I need for it to go around my button. And I'm thinking right about there. So I'm going to take it to my machine, and on both sides I'm just going to tack this down on the underside of this flap. All right, so now I've got my little button holders on there. I guess you'd call them button holders. I'm fixing to put them on, and then that way I will know where I need to sew this flap. So, all right, got both of those on. Now, I'm going to pin it down, and I'm fixing to sew right up here and on both sides. And then when I get ready to just wash it, you just unbutton it, go wash it, and put it back on. So let me get that sewed down. We'll try it on. Now I got this extra one right here, and I think what I'll do is just go ahead and fold it over and put me 2 buttons on, have it in my drawer ready to go. When this one's dirty, I'll just pop this one on. So that's what I'm going to use this other half for. But at the bottom right here, I'm thinking before I'm done, I think I'd like to add me just a little bit of ruffle down there, and then I'll try it on and I'll be done. All right, I made the ruffle, and I'm just fixing to sew it on right quick. Well, all right, I've got it finished, and I added my little ruffle at the bottom. And I also, at the last minute, I decided I would add me a little pocket. So, you know, it's just a pocket in a pocket. I did not hem it or anything. All I done was just serged it and sewed it on. So it's just a pocket in a pocket. So, you know, everybody needs pockets, right? So I got it on. I always think everything looks better on Sally B, so I'm going to put it on her and let you see it. Roxy, thank you so much for this nifty little idea. I like it. I think it's cute. And also my friend Nancy sent me a little clip of something that she likes as well, and it's a happening thing. It's where you put the little piece in the leg and of the jeans, and I might try that next. All right, so there she is. And I made the little ruffles at the bottom just because I like ruffles. There's my dish towel. And I made little pockets at the top. And I hope everybody likes it. Thank you, Roxy, again for sending me that cute idea. Okay, so I got it on Sally B. Looks better on her. She's taller than I am. She's thinner. She's thinner than I am. But there's one thing me and her are apart from. I have the head and she does not. So together we make a good pair. But listen, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you everybody for tuning in and seeing what I do. I'd like to say happy sewing to everybody. Until next time, I want to say God bless you. May God bless your family. And everybody stay safe, okay? I would tell Sally B to wave. She ain't got no arms either. See you next time.